Hey everyone, and welcome to the YouTube Brand Builders Virtual Summit. I'm Kopano from Kopano the Blog and the founder of TKBC. The YouTube Brand Builders Summit is all about connecting with the YouTubers that are in South Africa who are doing amazing work and finding out more about their journey and their biggest lessons and learning from them and seeing how we can achieve the same success. So today we're chilling with entrepreneur, presenter, digital influencer, model, and content creator, Moyin Oloruntoba. She is the lady behind the YouTube channel and soon to be online entertainment news empire, the A1. She is a Cape Town-based Nigerian-born marketing graduate, the Fair Lady Magazine 2016 Future Rising Star Award winner, and she's a weekly contributor on Espresso Show on SABC3. Moyin is on red carpets, she's on your TV screen, she's on your YouTube screen, and recently she's now in the skies. The A1 has achieved the amazing feat of being available to view on SAA domestic flights. With over 8,300 subscribers and over 2 million views, welcome to the YouTube Brand Builders Virtual Summit, Moyin Oloruntoba from the A1. Yay!
Hi! And
How
that's
are
a long
you?
intro.
I know, it's like, I need to have like drum roll in the background, just help the mood.
I'm good. I know it's a bit crazy, but I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, it's all true though. This is all about you. This is all the things that you have achieved. And I mean, you're only getting started. You're doing absolutely amazing work.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So how's your day been? I mean, you've got your face beat, your hair's done. It looks like you've been busy today.
I have been. I was on Espresso this morning, running around, had a meeting, whatnot. But I'm back and I'm here now. So I still have a full face and I have a gala tonight. So also this face needs to stay the whole day. You can't move anywhere. So it's been a crazy day because Eskom decided to do the most this morning, but it's been a good day though.
Yeah, no, Eskom, I'm not even going to get into it. It's fine.
Yeah, no.
We do what we can. We do what we can.
Exactly.
How different has this year been from last year, since you've been so busy this year? So many things have been happening for you. How different has it been?
You know, I was thinking about that, kind of like what made this year different from last year, because I'm still creating videos for the A1, but I think this year was really about the other things that, or the other doors that have opened because of the A1, because of my YouTube channel. So it's been very interesting. I've traveled quite a bit this year. That wasn't planned, but very exciting. I was able to go to London, to Nigeria. I went to Joburg, I went to Mauritius. I went to quite a number of places that I did not plan on going. Well, I only planned to go to London because I have been saving up for that for a very long time. Mm-hmm. But everything else was pretty much work related, I think, except for Lagos, except for Nigeria and London. The rest of the traveling was for work, which is quite cool. Also, like you said earlier on, I think you touched on it a bit, with Espresso, with SAA, with so many things. I'm also on Good Hope FM radio. So a lot of those doors kind of opened up this year. So it was interesting now trying to juggle. Oh, and the A1 Creators Table. There's a lot that happens.
There's so much. We're gonna get into all of that. You're a busy lady.
Yeah. So I think all the things that now helped maybe build the A1 brand a bit more, I think those happened this year. Last year, I was just focused on creating videos, which is amazing. This year was more about the business, and it was definitely an interesting journey.
Wow, you are definitely, I think the way you do YouTube as a business, from the business end of things, is quite different. And I think we're going to get to that in the questions. But for everybody who's watching, share this with a friend. Make sure that they also get to hear what Moyin has to say. You can also download this in audio file as if you want to. And there'll be notes on this interview so that you can have a cheat sheet to see if you can implement any of the lessons that Moyin gives you. So how this works is we're going to first start with 5 questions. And then we're going to get into your 5 lessons that you have for everyone. You ready for those questions?
Okay. Yes.
Cool. So let's start with being a subscriber. How did you start watching YouTube? And then how did you start moving from being a subscriber to a content creator?
I've been a subscriber to various and so many channels literally since 2009.
Whoa.
I tell a lot of people that I'm personally obsessed with YouTube. I'm obsessed with the platform. So I guess being that obsessed with the platform, it was only a matter of time before I got on it. And what a lot of people, or what some people don't know, is that the A1 is actually my third channel. I've had two other channels before that. I had the All Things Fashion Africa, which did really, really well actually. But it was competing with my schoolwork, and Nigerian family, nothing messes with school. So that got to go. And then I had like a personal, more YouTube-y kind of channel. It was about me. It had a bit of fashion, had a bit of lifestyle. So that channel, which you can probably still find, or both of them you can probably still find. So I have had a very long relationship with YouTube. I guess since I started around 2009 when I went to varsity, because I love watching TV. I enjoy watching TV, but I also watch TV from a very analytical view. And so with YouTube, in a weird way, I got to implement all these things that I've been watching for so long. And yeah, it's been something that since 2009 to now 2017, so about 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
Yeah. So it's been a very long relationship. And very good. Yeah, well, I think a lot of YouTubers now that are coming up, they just see what we as the YouTubers, maybe the forefront YouTubers, if I can put it that way, are doing, and they're like, cool, I'm gonna jump in it. They're doing something amazing. I've been in love with this platform for almost 10 years.
Wow.
And so I've seen creators start from zero in the UK to the empire that they've built. So I have a very thing of deep love for the platform and the opportunities it gives people. So I've been a subscriber for a very long time, and I guess it was only a natural thing to take a platform that I love so much and experiment with it, because that's what I did. And the third channel was what worked the most.
Third time was, where you struck gold. Yeah. So like you mentioned, you've had a number of different channels. I mean, some of the ones that we could find, the A1, obviously, the A1 Life, you had 54, you have Official Mosaic, you've mentioned that you've had other channels before. Why and how did all this...
54 isn't mine. 54 isn't mine.
Yeah.
I present for 54.
And you present on it.
Yeah.
So you've been involved and are currently involved in quite a few channels. How and why did they each come up? And how did you finally strike gold with the A1? Like, how did it come up?
I guess I think I had the luxury of experimenting. YouTube wasn't a thing. So every time I decided to start another channel, no one was paying attention. So I could have as much fun as I wanted to, really. I think All Things Fashion Africa was the very first one. I used to go to fashion events, record fashion shows and put them online. Started getting invited to Nigeria, to Kenya, to different places around Africa because I was focusing on African fashion. So that actually did really well. It's just I couldn't handle that and handle school. I remember there was Lagos Fashion and Design Week. It was happening in October. I had exams in October. And so I had to pretty much choose. And I was like, you know what? I also thought it was a side thing. I never thought it would be like a main job. So I didn't think too much into it. It was something I enjoyed doing. And so when I just had to focus on school, I focused on school and I just let that be. And then I can't remember why I started Official Mosaic, because that was more of my personal one. But I guess I maybe just missed creating, and I was still watching YouTube videos. So I was like, oh, let's just go for it.
Yeah.
And it did really well. But I think the A1, what stands out for me the most with the A1 is that I did what I absolutely love, which is entertainment. And I think prior to that, I was a bit shy to say that I enjoy entertainment and entertainment news, because I think there's some negative connotations to it. I say I do entertainment news. I don't do tabloids or gossip. I'm not like trying to run around and tell you, I'm not that person like trying to get the dirt on you. You know, every time I do a video on the A1, I tell you that I'm bringing you the entertainment and trending news. I'm just telling you what's trending, because for me, I realized that something will be trending and something's going on with our celebrities. And it's trending on Twitter. You have no clue why. And then to find out or try and find out what's actually going on, you have to like, it's such a mission. And
Yeah.
so that, the A1, for me was just, I love entertainment culture. I love red carpets. Red carpets is a really big thing for me. And so I think with A1, I was just in a space where I didn't really care about what anybody else thought, what anybody else did. I did A1 purely for me. And so it's pretty cool that that's the one that is the most successful.
And look what has happened since you chose you.
Yeah.
And look what has happened. So much has blossomed out of that. I mean, just talking about the red carpet side of things, you were able to decide, okay, fine, let us, like after every event I'm looking forward to, okay, we're going to talk about who won what, who's the best dressed. And you've created.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's always on my case. They're like, where's the best dressed video? Best in the worst. Yeah, no, those ones, they get up subscribers in their feelings very quickly when it's not up, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
I love that. So now you've had a previous pin tweet where you spoke about you have to create the job that you want. You can create your own dream job. Yes. How has YouTube and social media been able to help you create that dream job and live the life you've always wanted to live?
The internet is, the internet levels everyone. Whether you're a celebrity to just a random person on the street, really, everybody has the same opportunity with social media. And so for me, I really wanted to be a presenter. I wanted to be a TV presenter, but doors weren't really opening. And I felt like, I can do this. I can really do this. And I thought, you know what, if I just practice enough and I work on it enough. And for me, that was what YouTube was going to be, was just going to be my safe haven, pretty much, to just practice and become better at being a presenter. Then I found out, oh wait, there's a whole audience. But the internet is really good at just leveling the field for everyone. And I think a lot of people need to take the opportunity, but it's also a lot of work. It's not easy. For a TV presenter, you go in, you get your script, you learn your script, you say your lines, you do what you need to do and present, and then you walk away. That's it. Mine doesn't, it's not like that. I gotta do the research, I gotta present it, I gotta film it, I've gotta edit it, I've gotta load it, I've gotta do the SEO behind it. Exactly. So there's a lot that goes, there's a lot more that you have to do. So there is a price for the fact that there's a leveling field, that, everybody has a chance, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Yeah. So, yeah.
With YouTube, you are the content creator, you're the researcher, you're the script writer, you're the producer, you're the editor, and you're the presenter. You're
everything in one.
Exactly. Yeah. And what you said, I really love what you said about it levels the playing field, because the talent will rise to the top. And
yeah, for sure.
With I think with a lot of people, I mean, we've been on those lines, those presenter search lines, those ones. And you're like number 1,350. Yeah, and the doors do open for some. And the nice thing about YouTube, like you said, you can create your own opportunity. You can create your own job.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting because I remember I'm on Expresso now on Tuesdays and Fridays, and somebody came to me on Expresso. They're like, yes, this makes sense. You should be on our TV screens. And I was like, yeah, now you all are saying that when I'm doing my own thing and I'm building or what I'm building. But back when I was just talent, I didn't have a platform for myself, no one was saying that. No one would ever be like, oh yeah, I see, you should definitely be on TV. Nope, no one was saying that. So it's so interesting how people always, it's like they have this revelation, oh my gosh, you should be a TV presenter. Like, oh really? I never thought about it.
Took you a while.
Yeah, so it's definitely a leveling field for everyone.
Yeah, I love that. I love that the internet has just changed so much and has allowed so many people to create the lives that they want. It's out there for you to get it. So you've been able to achieve absolutely amazing things, like we've said before. And you've been on red carpets, you're on Afternoon Express, the A1 is on SAA. How have you been able to achieve all of this? Do you have a team or are you doing it solo?
Hey, solo. I think a lot of people forget that the A1's only 2 years old. I know we've achieved a lot in 2 years, but it's really only 2 years old. We are a baby. We can't even, I don't think a 2-year-old baby can walk. Can it? No, they can walk. They can't walk, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, so I think that's us. We're just walking. We're just finding our footing. We're just understanding the possibilities that can happen. But it's really just me. To be honest, I don't have the money yet to pay and hire somebody. I'm hoping by the beginning of 2018, if a few meetings go well at the end of the year, that maybe could happen. But I definitely do want to grow and hire people. I think that the platform that I have can really open doors for a lot of people, for young presenters, producers, writers, directors, videographers, photographers. I really feel like it can open doors for so many people. And I want my platform to do that. So it will, but right now it's just me. It's a lot, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I just have a day where I can't even do anything, just because it's so much. I'm so tired. I remember from SAA, I was so tired. Like, I was working insanely hard for that. And so, so sometimes you have to take time off and you just have to rest. I don't necessarily know how to rest. I have to tell my mind to rest. So it will get to a point where I can hire a bunch of people, but for now, it's me, a ton of hard work. So yeah.
I respect your hard work. I think you definitely treat your channel and what your channel can produce as a business, which is something that is a disconnect, especially with digital content creators, especially the independent ones, the influencers, who have this disconnect between, at the end of the day, it's a business. You get into arrangements with people, you organize your life, you make deals, you go out there, you hunt for your opportunities, and you make things happen. And for a business that is 2 years old, you've achieved amazing things. I can imagine what would happen in the next 2 years and what you could achieve then.
I'm excited about that. So we'll see what happens.
We're all very excited about that. So now, what do you have in store for the A1, and what's in store for Moyin in the future?
In the future, I've been very vocal about the fact that the A1 is going to be a whole portfolio. It's going to be the A1 style, the A1 life is more behind the scenes and things like that. But there's going to be the A1 life, the A1 style, the A1 sport, A1 music, original series. Nice. Like, I feel like personally, there's so much that can be done, and so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to launching more channels. And the thing about me is that I get bored easily. So I need something to challenge me a lot more. This year was the A1 Creators Table that challenged me. It was SAA that challenged me. And just yesterday, I was like, cool. I was telling my sister, I was like, cool. SAA down. What's next? And that's me. And so for me, I wish I could say that there's a clear-cut plan. But starting this year, I had no clue we would have the A1 Creators Table or SAA. That came as I went along. But the one thing I'm sure about is that portfolio of different channels is going to happen for sure. Just the journey to adding on all the channels and all the possibilities and things that could happen, I don't really know. But the big plan is always there. I always have the big plan. The little things, we'll just see as we go.
Nice. I really, you strike me as a woman who, like I said, it's going to be an empire. It is an empire already, and it's just going to grow. And digital is now and is the future at the same time. And you're definitely in the right space at the right time, and your foundation is strong and it's amazing. So definitely know that amazing things are going to come for you. So onto the interesting part that a lot of people are probably looking forward to. Your top 5 tips or lessons that you have to give to people about YouTube. Let's get into it.
About YouTube, just in general.
Well, about branding. Okay. So about YouTube branding and entertainment, especially in your field.
Okay. I think the number one thing, because as much as we gravitate to a lot of things when it comes to YouTube and to branding, the product needs to be good. The actual thing that you're watching needs to be good. And so it may be the quality, it may be the content, because sometimes if content is really, really good, quality doesn't doesn't necessarily matter so much. Like I've noticed with certain YouTubers, they're just so funny. You don't even care that there's nothing happening, like it's not high def or anything like that. But I think for entertainment, because you really have to understand that there's different options of how someone can get the entertainment news. They can get it from me, from the A1. They can get it from a blog. They can get it from a TV show. They can get it from a radio show. So the quality of your work does need to invite people in. So no matter what, that content, whether it's in entertainment or music or fashion or whatever, the content has to be good. It has to resonate with people. Otherwise, no matter how many times you try and tell people to subscribe, they're not really going to subscribe. So it has to be, the content has to be good. Another tip I would give: consistency, whether it's on the channel, whether it's the branding. Your look and feel is really important, and you need to be consistent with your look and feel. For example, for me and the A1, it didn't take that long, but it took a little bit of time to figure out what the look would be like, because I knew that once it was established, I would not necessarily be able to change it for a long period of time, because it's just starting out, because people are just getting familiar with what this channel is all about. And so your look and your feel needs to be clear cut from the beginning, and you need to be consistent with it. So certain times, if you're like me, have itchy fingers, you like to change things up, you like to do other things, you may want to change it in like 6 months time. Stop yourself. Just pour yourself towards yourself and be like, I would say give it a good 2 to 3 years, depending on how well your channel does. It may be not 5 years, gotta move with the times. But I would say about 2-3 years. I know the A1, for example, we hit 2 years in October. And I was thinking, I was like, do I give it a new look? Do we change things up a bit? But I'm gonna give it another year, because I launched the A1 Creators Table. So I was like, okay, we've added something new, which is a bit different because it's outside an online platform. So I'm not gonna change the branding. I need people to still know that it's part of the same family. So being consistent with the look and feel of your brand, and being consistent with the actual content, because there's some YouTubers who start and we're like, yes, oh my gosh, it looks amazing, the channel is good, and then there's no video 6 months down the line. I mean, we're like, where'd you disappear to?
Where did you go?
Honestly, we're like, what happened? And there's a few of us, I think, I can only speak for the YouTubers that I have pretty good relationships with. So Pop Culture, Cynthia Gwebu, Sibum Panta. When we chat, we actually say we want to support young YouTubers. We will retweet, we will subscribe. It's just, we don't want to advocate for a brand that isn't consistent. Then what do we say to our followers? Because for me, I seriously think about the people who follow me and why they follow me. And I need to be consistent. So for me, people follow me for entertainment. They follow me because I'm business savvy. And they follow me, some of them still follow me for fashion, because I did fashion back in the day. And so I need to understand that if I'm putting my seal of approval on this new product, this new brand, this new channel, it has to be one that people would be like, oh my gosh, Moyi said it's dope, so I'm just gonna go. But if down the line you're just not there, that doesn't look good. So consistency, whether it's the look and feel of your brand or the actual product, needs to be, you need to be consistent with it. There's no other way. Yes. Number 3, you need to have a vision. You need to have a vision for your channel. If you really want to make this your full-time job, you need to have some kind of plan, some kind of vision for it. There's a lot of YouTubers, I personally feel like they don't, and it's starting to harm them, because in the short run, it works out great. People just love it. They love the vibe. They're excited about it. It's like anything new. It's shiny. It's attractive. I want to be there. I want to be next to it. But the long run is very, very hard. And what keeps you in that long run?
So you're talking about a long-term vision, not just necessarily video vision, but more...
no, not necessarily. There we go. Long-term vision. Because I remember after I got interviewed, or after I won Fair Ladies Rising Star competition, I won Fair Ladies Rising Star. I started in October. I won it in August. So almost a year in. By the time I started my interviews and all the press that came with the award, everybody would ask, so what's next? And I knew I wanted this, and this. I knew where it was going to go. So even when we launched things and, you know, the A1, I say we because it's I see it as me and the A1, but anyway, when the A1 launches things, it's still part of the vision. It still makes sense. And people are now excited for that next step, because even if they might get like a little bored with what's there right now, they know something exciting is coming up again, something new, innovative happening. And so you need a vision, because there's some YouTubers that are now falling off the tracks because we don't know what's next, or we've seen this. You kind of, you know, when you be like, oh, we've seen this. Okay. You know, there's a TV show called The Crown. And I really admire this about them, because the first season did so well. The second season, they're changing the entire cast. And I was like, why? Like, that's so weird. Like, the cast that made it this amazing series, now you just like, next. They like literally changing the entire cast. But when they asked, I believe it was the director, he was like, no, that was the plan from day one. And even when he signed up the cast, they knew they were there for a season. And so I felt like he had it was clear cut. The long-term vision was there. And sometimes you have this amazing big idea and this great vision. You don't necessarily know how to get there. Like, I've got dreams for days. I don't necessarily know how to get there, but you take it one step at a time. But have some big vision. Maybe have a 5-year plan for it at least. Maybe a 10-year plan. But for me, I've always been very clear about what the big vision is. And I articulate that so that if any time somebody random is listening and is like, I've got the money to make that happen, or I've got the opportunities to make that happen, hey, it was clear since day one, and I've been articulating it since day one. So have a vision for your channel. Then the fourth thing is
I love how you said actually that you're not shy to say 5 years, because I think a lot of people are like, they can't even think past one. And you said 5 years at least. And that forces you to be serious about what you're doing. Yeah.
Look, if you want to be a YouTuber that is just having fun, going with the flow, that's great. But I can tell you for sure that you can't be a full-time YouTuber based on that. You can't be a full-time YouTuber based on, I like this idea, I'm going to make a video today. It's not going to work. But if you have maybe a job and YouTube is something that it's just a creative outlet, have fun with it, for sure. But if it's something, like a lot of people know that with Moyin has been very clear that the way I talk, you can see that it's a whole empire that's being built. It's never just a little thing. It's, you know, it's very clear in the way I talk and the way I say anything that has to do with the A1. So it really depends on what you want. And I guess that kind of feeds into the fourth kind of tip that I have. You need to decide if you want to make it a business or not.
Yes.
From the get-go. You need to decide if that is the field you want to go into or not. I would say when I started, I did it as a practice run. I wanted to become a good presenter. I didn't really have experience. And so for me, YouTube was just, let me just become better at my skills. And then I found out, like, whoa, there's a market. There's people watching. There's people, you know, commenting, subscribing and things like that. And I stopped. I looked at what I was doing and I was like, this could be something great. And there's models, there's international models that I look to, and they've done something similar in the US and in the UK. And so I was like, this is a great opportunity. So then I decided it's a business. Now we're going to business mode. And so when I present myself, like every little detail shows that it's a business. For example, the fact that I don't have a Gmail account. If you email, it's at the a1tv.com. There's little things, they show that, okay, this is not just a fly-by-night kind of, let's have a good time, you know, kind of it's a business. And so I think that a lot of the really, really big influencers that we continue to still enjoy, they are actually businesses. They have stuff. They have, they've been able to be in the industry for such a long time. I mean, look at Song of Style. Like, girl's been around. And she's still doing stuff and still doing amazing stuff, but she's a business, and you need to look back. I remember there's a YouTuber and a blogger that I like. Her name is Chriselle Lim, And I love the things when she shows me little parts of her businesses, that when I see the office and I see, like, I really, really love that. And so I think because I'm more business minded, that I kind of knew that if there was an opportunity for it to be a business, I would take it.
Yeah.
So I think you need to make the decision if that's for you or not. And if it's not, that's perfectly fine. You should really, really enjoy it and not feel like pressure to make it a business. But if it's going to be a business, understand that you need to treat yourself and your company as a business. Get it registered. The way you apply emails, the way you plan forward, hiring staff. Are you going to hire staff? Are you working with other people? Is it a partnership? So you need to really start thinking more business sense. And I think if you struggle a bit with that, then hey, go to YouTube. Everything's on YouTube. Watch people like, I think it's Eric Thomas or Gary Vee, or watch business-minded people that tell you how to really turn being a creative into a business. There's also young YouTubers. There's Shameless Maya. She's going through something right now that I think the House of Shameless, and she's going through something right now where she's actually changing things up a bit. And so find other YouTubers who are business minded. There's bloggers, there's Najin, I think is her name. She has like, they just bought their whole office. And then so things like that, get those kind of people to inspire you and just learn, constantly learn. I took a course. I was very fortunate that when I won Fair Lady Rising Star, I got to, one of the prizes was a short course at UCT. Get Smarter was their online course. And I had a range of topics and courses to choose from. And the one I chose was how to start and manage a small business, because that's what I am. Good. And I don't think a lot of YouTubers would be like, oh, let me go do a business course. Yeah. No, maybe people won't think like that. But if you want it to be a business, then that's what you need to do. Exactly. So yeah, I would say the fourth tip, decide pretty soon if you want it to be a business or you want it to be a creative outlet. Yeah. Both are perfectly fine. And then the last one.
The most important thing for it is that you decide whether you want it to be a business or a creative outlet. And I think you and Cynthia are literally the only two South Africans that I've heard speaking about, you need to decide if it's a business and you need to treat it like a business. And I remember she said, it was one of her earlier videos, she said she has a business plan, which is something that a lot of people don't actually do. They're like, boring, tedious, not doing it. But it's actually important for you to know your 5-year plan. How do you want your financials to look like? How are you going to make money? How are you going to produce your product? How are the operations going to go? All of those things are super important. Did you draw up a business plan? Are you following it? What's happening? Do you have that?
I mean, I have to be honest, like, she has a business plan. I'm going to be honest. I don't have a business plan. I don't know how many times I've tried to put a business plan for I don't know how many things, but there will be parts where you do need to do one. I just haven't done one in its entirety. Yeah. So there's times I need to figure out what the marketing aspect of it. And I sit down and I have a marketing plan, which, in a business plan, it's just, it's all of it put together. But I don't personally have it all together. But also because I know I kind of change my mind as times go, and I have this new vision and I slot it in. So the business plan, in the grand scheme of things, if you can sit down and get it done. It's really, really important. If you can do one aspect of it, for example, with YouTube, I would have never thought there was a distribution plan for YouTube. I would have thought just YouTube, social media, that's it. And if I stayed like that, the A1 being on SAA flights would never become a thing. And so I think for me, the fact that I don't necessarily have the grand scheme of everything, but I sit down and I'm like, okay, cool. What happens if YouTube shuts down? What's going to happen to you? And then I started thinking of distribution. And so that's why SAA was an idea and something that I went along. And when they said yes, I thought they were crazy. I'm not going to lie. I was like, wait, what?
Are you sure?
Yes. Literally, once they said yes, my mind was so open to the thousands of opportunities. I mean, if SAA can say yes, hell, there's a ton of people that can say yes after that. Yes. So now my distribution plan is huge. It's like there's so many opportunities. And so the business plan aspect of it, if you can, get it done, because as always, you can change it up, as you go. But if you don't have one, you need a plan. You do need a plan. So try and get it done. Cynthia and I talk business quite a bit. And so, she's definitely, she has her stuff together. And I don't think a lot of people understand. They just think, oh my gosh, beauty, makeup. Nah, like she studied, she's had a lot of things that a lot of people don't see. A lot of experience in the industry as well. And I think you're right. It shows, doesn't it? It shows when someone has that business mentality, that business focus. And so that's why you need to choose very, very early on if that's your avenue or not.
Yeah, nice.
And for the fifth one, learn as you go. Learn as you go. I think a lot of people become very stagnant. And they just create this different versions of the same thing, and they're not necessarily learning. Like I brought up Gary Vee when earlier on, and if you don't know who Gary Vee is, you need to go now.
Listen. He'll give you a reality check. He'll let you know that this is how things happen. But Gary Vee is my guy.
I know.
Like watch him, get his books. Read them, get real about what social media and what business is, the business of digital. Change your life.
And I mean, for him, like he's been using video a lot to really help his whole brand. But lately he's been putting on videos on what the next thing is. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You go find it out for yourself if you haven't. And about what the next avenue or the next platform is that a lot of people need to pay attention to. And the reason why I love Gary Vee is that he educates, but he does it in a way that's, engaging and entertaining and all of that. But you need to keep learning. With the A1 Creators Table, the A1 Creators Table, actually, if I have to touch on it, was a platform for me to learn. That's how it started. I was like, hey, I need to learn certain things. So let's get the brands that we work with, and let's get other creators who have done this. Let's put them together and let's have a panel discussion, Q&A session. So it was really, if Gary says he's selfish when he does some of these things, the A1 Creators Table for me was very selfish in the sense that I just wanted all of that knowledge. But obviously I opened it up for people, and we sold out in our space, and it's coming back in 2018, hopefully bigger. And so you need to keep on learning in your space, and be open to learn in other people's spaces as well. Otherwise, you will definitely become stagnant. This is the internet. You got to understand. People get bored very, 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 very easily.
Constantly growing, constantly expanding.
Constantly growing, constantly changing. I mean, there was such a thing called Vine. My kids will probably not know what Vine is, because...
but that's another thing. What you said, if YouTube decides to sneeze and get rid of all of us, what then? That's why you thought about your distribution process.
I said that to somebody in March. He lost his mind. He's like, yo, let's start thinking when YouTube dies. I'm like,
look at Vine.
You're not? How can you?
Look at Vine.
Look at Vine. Exactly. And that literally showed. But then again, also, it seems like a lot of people or some people don't know Vine. And I'm like, this is why you need to learn. This is why you need to keep at the time. This is why you constantly be hungry to know more. And so if you didn't educate yourself and understand that there was a platform called Vine and it died, a platform that was doing incredibly well, a platform that had celebrities, people who are YouTubers now, they were on Vine.
Yes.
They just transferred really. Yeah. Granted, was a platform that didn't really make money the way YouTube does, but it was a platform that on paper should have lost it, should have stayed,
for the same
and that
reason,
died.
For the same reasons that YouTube is popular, the same reasons that Vine was popular. The only problem with Vine from a business end, they didn't take care of their business, and that's their problem. Yeah. One thing that I like to explain it to people is that, for example, if you have a domain and a website, that's land that you own. If you look at internet as land, that's land that you own. You're renting property on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, you're renting.
There we go.
And if they want to, if they can ban Rihanna, guys, how
about you? What are you now if they can do that? Yeah. And so I think for me, Yeah.
No, continue.
Oh, I think for me, like it challenges me. Things like that challenge me to wonder if apps will really become a thing. Right now, I don't think they're really working for the general consumer. That's why for now having an app right now, I don't think was the best move, because data must still fall for some of these things to really flourish. So you do have to wonder, but you keep an eye out on it. You know, you say, okay, for me, with the A1 as it is, A1 Sports, Style, whatever, would it be that we have our own platform? Would it be that we have our app for where we completely own everything? So I think you have to constantly learn about the various ways and the various channels and learning from other people and other platforms. You have to keep learning. You have to keep learning from your subscribers. If you go check when the A1 turned 1, because the first year was a complete ride because I didn't know it was going to become a thing. When the A1 turned 1, I had a video and I was like, wait, where are you guys from? Like, all I see is numbers. But like, where are you from? Where do you watch it? Do you watch it at school? Do you watch it at work? That's where I have a pretty good understanding of the kind of person who watches the A1. So I can say, so when I go to brands, I'm like, look, my guys, this is what they look like. This is their age. This is where they work or at school. They're educated. They are opinionated. I'm able to describe who the people are because I was willing to learn from them. So you got to keep learning. Otherwise, you will fall off the wagon. You will just be stale and nothing much is going to happen. So I think for me, those are the things that one needs to keep in mind. I feel like I've said a lot, I probably have, but I think those are some of the things that you really need to keep in your mind and you need to focus on. You do need to focus on and implement. Very important.
Nice. Your perspective is very real and very business minded, which is very important, especially for people in the day and age that we live in today. You can do anything and you can be anything that you want because, like you said, the internet levels the playing field. So as young as we are, we have so many things that we can achieve. And if you take it seriously, you can create the empire of the century. I love your view and where you're coming from. I love it. It's so important. I think I'm blown away by all of the different YouTubers that have spoken. I mean, people with I just interviewed another guy with 90,000 subscribers, and he's just for him, he's thinking is on the planning and the realistic side of things. When it comes to the planning and the brand relationships. And at the same time, you're also getting very real about the business element and the possible future, and that YouTube is just a platform to distribute. There are many other platforms to distribute. You're a video content creator. Find how your video can live on wherever it can.
On so many platforms. I mean, the one that we were chatting about, sitting my sister on yesterday, I saw a picture and I was like, hey, somebody can watch my stuff on there. And it probably literally, like by the time I finished chatting to my sister, I was like, people are going to think it's so weird. You can watch Moyin on the A1 anywhere. Like it's going to be that dramatic. But just the way my mind opened up. And I think people also need to understand that it can happen to you. Like you don't have to be like this grand or have this background that's so amazing or money that's so amazing. I've been working since I was 15, 15, and I've been saving up since then pretty much. And for me, work ethic and the fact that my family, I'm originally from Nigeria and my family is very business minded. So the way I approach things is quite businessy. But I think also understand that you don't have to be a specific type to make this work. And understand that if people in the US and the UK can be making millions off of this, and they say that Africa, like those are the dying areas, and Africa is the new frontier, then you need to start believing that you can make millions.
Exactly.
Here. Like you have to believe it. Otherwise, because I think also sometimes people are on this platform and they're just like, but you need to believe that you can actually make something out of it. Because if you don't believe that, there's no way you will.
Yes, exactly. I remember having a chat with some influencers at an event, and I was giving a talk, and I was telling them that, guys, since it's been 2 years, only 29% of South Africans had access to the internet in 2013. Last year, 50% of South Africans had access to the internet. And I was like, the day that Sunlight, Green Bar Soap, can advertise on YouTube, best believe that the market would have exploded. You're at a place right now where it's 50% of the market, but they're not all watching YouTube yet. So you have a certain level of people watching, but it's growing. More and more people are getting access. More and more people on the internet. And the more eyes there are, the more opportunity.
And I think what also people don't understand is that the fact that not everyone has internet right now means that you have a little bit of time to experiment. You've got a little bit of time to get your stuff right.
Yeah.
Because I always say this, by the time the internet is here, really here, the A1 is going to be a force that you could not even imagine. But because it's like I'm gearing up, we're getting ready for it. When data falls and everyone has that access, I'm ready.
Yes.
I'm not being like, oh,
I love you. I love you. Yes.
Right? So right now, while everyone is still trying to get on, do it. Experiment now. Get your footing right. Get your understanding right. And I think for me, that's where I am. I'm just like, anytime this data decides to fall, we're good.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. Love it. Thank you so much, Moyin. I love your energy. I love you are a serious force to be reckoned with. I mean, I cannot wait for the day 5 years from today when we look back and we say, remember. I mean, we're looking.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy that you've done this. I'm so happy that everybody who's contributed has contributed. So many people are going to learn from the Moyin behind A1, and you looking at your company and saying, this is how I look at my company. This is where we're going, and this is where we're going in the future. And definitely people are going to look back at this and say, she was right. She was on the money, and there's no wonder she is where she is today.
Oh, thank you. So kind.
Thank you so much, Moyin. Thank you so much to everybody.
And congratulations on doing the platform and doing this. I think a lot of people might be like, what? But you're starting something and it's going and you're getting people involved in it. And so congratulations to that. And I wish you all the best moving forward with it. So yeah.
Thank you so much. I hope that everybody sees the value in this, and I hope that they'll be sharing this because this is a taste.
Hey, look, if they don't see value in what you're doing, they need to sit down. Like anyone who gets it will get it and run with it. And those who don't will literally regret that they didn't. So I honestly feel like I think people need to get into that mindset. That's how I am, I think. It's a little bit pompous. I sometimes think it is sometimes, but in the sense that, look, you didn't get it right now, but there will be a time when you look back and be like, I should have. So you gotta get that. You gotta have that attitude that, look, you gotta jump on right now while it's still easy, because in a 5 years time, you had to call the assistants to try and get to me.
Yeah. Those empires are growing, girl. They're growing. Those foundations are set. They are rising. They are rising. So thank you so much to everybody who's watched. Like I said, share this with a friend. You can only watch this if you register. After a certain period of time, the videos will be gone. So make sure you watch within that time. You can download the audio versions whenever you want, for as long as you want, and get the cheat sheets. Share this with a friend. Make sure that they learn as well. And I want you to become better as a YouTuber as well. Thanks to everybody who's watched. Until the next masterclass. Mwah.